And both of these sides looking for only the second win of the competition on day one, with the first going to VUT against UFH a bit early in a 2-0 win. As the Mavuti boys open the Varsity football campaign with a solid win over the Blues. Well, here at the Northwest University, it's the Orange Army up against the Northwest Eagles. A packed stadium here, a packed complex. Plenty of storylines to pick up for you for the start of the second half. I think the biggest one was that penalty miss from Tumelo Molobi, missed around the 34th minute, which gave NWU a lifeline, really. We were speaking just off air as to how disjointed they seem to look and which players you think need to be really included, or more overused really in the second half. We saw a shot there earlier on for Neo Lebopa, long-time servant of University of Johannesburg, Mama Khadi, a place of his birth. Wonder if he'll come on at some point in time. Now, Febs, if you have the privilege of being in the respective dressing rooms, what do you think the messages were?
Look, Demba, I think from both sides, where you want to get your midfielders involved. On the side of Northwest, I think to get more Tivani, Majoro, Motsepe and Sretsi involved, and also Matlong, bringing him closer to Khotsitebe so that he can play like a false nine, twin striker kind of thing. I mean, on the side of UJ, it's just a matter of time how they're gonna find those passes in between, because the Northwest, if you see, mainly the two center backs are staying there, Moshapu and Sibisi, but again Molube, Modisane, you know, they can put more pressure on that center backs of the Northwest University.
I think it's a great point you raise. Another storyline we should add, there was a bit of a delay at the start of the game. Some equipment issues delayed the game, I think, by about 7 minutes or so. Maybe that's contributed to the lackluster goal scoring that we've seen in the first half, but nonetheless, the past is the past. This is the present, and it's live on your World of Champions. It's match day one. The Achesa football class of 2023 in session. The man you see in shot is Thabo Mushikere. With a decent first half to Thabo Mushikere.
Solid Temba.
Yeah.
I was going to say it, you know, win his aerial balls, positioning was right, trying to play on his side and even to support and help Mashinini on his near side.
Attacking the goals from left to right is the Orange Army, led by Karabo Mokhodi. In the dugout, his opposite number, Amos Kabani, South Northwest University. They defend the goals from left to right.
No look pass, no man's land, giving possession away.
Another player, I think, Matobela, who called him Kante early on. It was more like Louis Nani.
Where he finds himself, the decision making is right, and you could see there, just closing that ball, putting two defenders down, and just laying it back for Mashinini. But then again, Temba, how are we going to find the goal here? I think
Apelele Sibisi, the heart of defense, as the net guys would say.
He's busy, but can the busyness bring a buzz?
Yeah, true. I like that. Can the busyness bring a buzz? Will the ball, like honey to bees, be attracted to the back of the net? Not as yet. Quick release, Madani. Watch out for his distribution. It's deadly. Ball allowed to bounce, and keeper had to dive to his left. Miscommunication between defender, last man, and the keeper. It made that look more difficult than it should have been, Feb.
I think Modisane was just thinking there to say, Banga, you've been very quiet in the first half. Let me just see if you are in the game, coming back from the break, Temba. But that, for me, is if you're a goalkeeper, stay on your line or stay in your 6-yard box. You can't be on the edge of the big box while your defender is chasing the ball, facing his own goals, doesn't know where the attacker was. I mean, that's safe for me. If it wasn't for that outstretched left hand, that would have ended up in the back of the net.
Easy, that would have been a very well placed header. But goalkeeper Richard Banga of Fleet Foot has carried it away from danger.
Could have been a nice own goal, man.
Remember you scored a few in your time?
I can't remember about that.
I'm just joking. Cleanest defender in the game. Keeper, interestingly, is from the Democratic Republic of Congo, born out of Kinshasa. That being Richard Banga. Call is away. For an issue here for Lesego Motsepe. They don't want to lose him. He's a key cog in the NWU machine. Allows them to change shape, change formation, and play on the front foot. And right now, he's on his backside.
Flat. Temba, that's why they said you have to head the ball with your forehead, keep your eyes on the ball, and direct the ball with your forehead. I think he just went a bit down, hit it on the side of his head, hence you could see he was just losing a bit of some vision or some sort of it. But again, Temba, the only way and the safest and the best way to head the ball is with your forehead. Keep your eyes on the ball, then you know where it's coming, where you want to direct it, and how you want to clear it. But as you oor toe maak en jy wil met die kroon,
jy gaan niks sien.
Jy gaan flou val en op jou rug lê soos Motsepe.
Honest question, Fabian. Defending-wise, I think we're quite decent from a heading perspective. But outside of that, South Africa is a nation known for our aerial prowess, our heading ability. Why is that?
Look, I think it's probably the way you normally train or you prepare teams for that. I mean, in our days, you had the like of George Komantarakis, the late
George.
Sean Bartlett would come up and be difficult to defend against. Your Bradley August. Those are guys that were deadly if you give them small chance or space to get their head on the ball or to jump even in front of you. I mean, George Dinelly, you can go way back, even Brendan Augustine, as short as he was, but aerially he was deadly as ever, Temba. So I think that's a way of your training, your routine, and I mean, there is still some strikers that are deadly in the air and can score goals with it, but it has to start coming from here. Where you show them when you're in this position, the ball needs to get into the box and you need to find a header.
I think two players I remember were quite devastating there. Pauline Danya, as well as I just forgot his name now. I thought about it. Kenny Nimak. There we go. Majosi was dangerous in the air. Would header balls low down to his ankles. We preferred it that way.
Even Patrick Mayo, it was very difficult to defend against him, especially in the near post. You don't know, is he gonna tap the ball in, but then he goes low down and dive those balls in. But then again, that time also Temba, they were playing with twin strikers.
Yeah, good point.
So there was two options in the box.
Fast forward, it's more about false nines nowadays. Nothing false about that delivery. It was long and true. Missed on Sundry. Back to keeper Matane. Been bitterly underused today. It will irk Coach Amos Kabanisa. I'm sure it will. Slight breeze around the ground. If you don't believe me, put the corner flag. The flag's by the corner. It's not really frequented the province. It could be cold just like that and hot just like that during the day. Very But at night, during winter, my word, it's Tatazeli.
During the day, Yachisa Demba.
Yeah.
And at night, Yaban.
Waban. Yaban.
Sparkle.
Mongezim Nube, that injury scare in the first half, but he's dusted himself off and played on manfully so. Unawako Nongoma. It's a debut season for coach Mukhodi, studying sports management in his first year. And another real mission for the coaches, we'll get to that, is to the rebuild of the squad year after year. Now turn Motorella, blocked by CBC, read the danger not once but twice. That's brave defending there. It looked as if one goes for it alone. Kositebe. They say come on from the bench. That's how Eagles saw. Quick on the transition. There was no support though for him, for the young striker. Originally pinched, well so by Tabang Machoro.
I think then by here there was no other way or option for Kositebe. He made up his mind. He knew the keeper was out and he tried to squeeze it in to that near post. I'm thinking, Temba, this is a guy that can get the
simple pass. Headed away, bravely so. One player we haven't seen too much of in the second half of Fabian is Malik Mashinini, who shone in the first, but has been starved of the ball. Powerful run, Mongezim Nube. Nube beats one, beats two. Ball attracted to Nube like a magnet. Far too many players around the box there for Motobela to even of the ball. Powerful run, Mongezim Nube. Nube beats one, beats two. Ball attracted to Nube like a magnet. Far too many players around the box there for Motobela to even release the shot. He's never going to win that. Never.
Yeah, no. Matubela was trying them, but you can see he doesn't want the ball to go too far from him. And sometimes that's the way how you stop the attack, a team from eating you on the counter attack. But he's been between the lines, box to box. If he can be just more directly and not going out too much on the outside, because in the first half you could see him operating more on the left hand side. Now again he comes, if he can be more direct and straight and link up with the topsman up front, the Vilakazi, that get the balls quicker, faster up into the goal scoring area, the final third or the defensive third of Northwest.
That's exactly what I speak of. When the sun sets, it becomes a tad cold here. Hey, yeah. To find one Balaclava here, but I'm sure
coffee is in the house.
Hey. Of the role of a goalkeeper nowadays, particularly in this transfer market. In the arrival of Andre Onana, Manchester United, I don't think I've ever seen so much media talk and fan talk about to kick or not to kick, to play or not to play. For the goalkeeper is all about catching the ball, as Richard Banga demonstrates. What's your thought on the evolution of the goalkeeping position?
Look, like you said, the modern goalkeeper, it's a plus for you that the goalkeeper can play off his feet, ball off the ground. He has a good passing range in him, because then you can see if you play a high press, then you're always going to allow him to have time on the ball. And if you press the goalkeeper, then one of the defenders will always be free or open. So you can either start play and also with a quick counter attack, break attack. That's where the keeper can find you in. And Temba, I played with one goalkeeper, Rowan Fernandez. He
was
he could have picked a spot.
Wow.
He could have hit it from the 6-yard goal kick. He'll tell you, I'll put it there, and he'll put it there. So that is a big plus for United or for any team.
I think that's a great example, Victoria, before UWC sort of broke up there. How long before we see the subs being utilized? The first pass is misplaced. Nube, Tobela, full of running, skills himself. He strikes me, Fabian, as a creator. For me, he strikes me as a guy you play in midfield and you let him run as much as he wants, because he got that engine. I don't think he's got those kind of skills. Jose Tebe, he almost had a killer touch. The man from DR Congo says Misubuku. In my
Temba, talking of I don't know why must I say Kante, Matobela. You know, he's that type of player, but you can see him, he's more direct. He doesn't have that skill to just go past you easily. Very small in that. So he is that impact player that you want to play or get involved to, especially when you get to the final third, because he's been involved in all those balls that usually get close to the scoring third or the defensive third of Northwest.
We're still waiting for the first goal to break the duck between these two sides. And they did play in the 2022 semi-final. They met UJ and NWU, which was won by University of Johannesburg. Went on then to lose the final to Tshwane University of Technology. So plenty of pedigree here. Just haven't showed it as yet. Maybe some early tournament nerves. Also, good old adage, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
And then, for me, a goal is going to come here towards the end of the game,
I also feel
where lapse of concentration or decision making will happen. I don't see much in that foul there, because Mashapu was right. He touches the ball actually before Vilakazi there.
Nonetheless, it is a dead ball chance for the Travellers to trouble that man, Matani. I think he's made a save in 65 minutes, maybe. This may be the moment. Two-man wall.
And we saw Banga made a great save
from his own player.
From a back pass.
That's the closest we've come in this half. That's highly ambitious from Tumelo Mulobi. Maybe looking to atone for his miss from much closer, 12 yards out. He missed a pen in the 34th minute.
He missed again that one. He missed the target again there on your same left side.
Yeah. I think you should have just rather put it in there for the players and the defenders who had charged up forward. Nice flick on. Jose Tebe with the turn. But defender stuck with him. It's got a touch of Selodi Poko about him. That burst of pace, bit of skillful work. Difference between him and Dipoko. Dipoko could finish. Boy could finish. So much so he got himself a scholarship in the United States of America.
Temba, there's something that I liked in him for the fact that he's mobile, his right foot, his left foot, aerially he controls the ball, and if you see the way he positioned himself, he's getting tight on the last man, which means any mistake there, he can go and pounce off it, and he's keeping his eyes on the ball. He's not allowing anybody to, you know, some strikers made an attempt, then they stop, but for him, I see that if he can get support, that Northwest can play a bit higher up, you know, they will definitely be the one that I can say, I can see him challenging for top goal scorer come end of the tournament.
We need to feed him with some ammunition. is to fire them to glory. The mastermind plots.
Coach Karabo and Tando working out how they're gonna swap and make a tactical change inside.
Assistant coach Tanukolo Zulu, captain there, Mutweni, not known for his goal-scoring exploits, but I think they're starting to think about changes now, Fab.
They have to, because you could see Moshikiri was cramping there, but once he saw the ref calling the stretcher, he was like, no, I'm fine, I don't want to go out. But he has a solid game so far, Temba. A bit quiet in the second half, but I don't blame him, because that up and down in the first half, you tend to get cramps, especially if you're not used to the surface. And that field, it looks a bit hard. Obviously, you need to keep up with it. And cramps, you can't avoid it, but it can come anytime.
Bit of a high foot there by Advocate Mokwena. Of course, the tournament sponsored newbies this season. You'll see Suzuki's advertising boards there. They've joined the party. Cash Build is also part of us. Original sponsors themselves. First National Bank.
Maybe there's a Swift that can wait for play of the tournament or something like that.
That's a good idea. Let's put it to the tournament organizers.
Or some building material to build a four-room house, somewhere.
With a house and a car.
Build. It's the options that's there, Temba. It's good to see that, such companies are coming and giving back to the game, get involved in the game. To just take it to another level, because this tournament has been growing since it started.
2013, yeah. Initially here for Lisiwa Mahlong. I think I saw where you were going. You need a house and a car. Where do you get it from? The bank. Got FNB, Suzuki, and Cash Build.
You don't have to go anywhere.
Well, the first sub is ready to come on for Northwest University. I wonder if may not be for Majoro.
Looks like it is Majoro, Temba. Hoping is not pulled muscle or strain. We saw him earlier on holding his cuff, and you could see him very disappointed to be stretched off.
Not quite sure where the injury came from, but nonetheless he's been assisted by the medics as we adjust the way to find the identity and definitively tell you that Kadite Dikobo is about to come on. Representative of Tlakahameng. I think I've ever been there before.
Is it not Tlahameng?
Tlakahameng. Tlakahameng. Funny they got there.
Where is it?
No, where is it?
That side of Anyesa there.
Oikara.
Yeah.
Okay, good guy checking.
I got you, bro.
Thank you, sir. Pascal Tivani. Tivani Matota. He's still down to 10 men. In fact, back to the full complement after the Kobo came on. Two men on the ball and two men slightly ahead of it on the wall, but it ends up to one man. Matani with the quick release. Looks forward. The pace of Josia Tebe, always such a consistent threat on the counter. I looked offside suspiciously, but the flag stayed down. Sweet turn there from Moshikere. Give us more, Moshikere. Mulobi. breezes past two. Okay, Sunday. The pass slightly too wide for the man in space. As a result, UJ have to rebuild from on the left. Game opening up, entering the last quarter of an hour. Given the way the first half went, I always thought to myself, the teams might go for it in the last 15. The new man, Ichobolo. Here comes Ichobolo. Look at the orange shirts running back. Motsepe! Not on the money. Not on the money for the Afro smiling one, Lesego Motsepe. Couldn't put money in the bank from a very promising counter-attack. They look as if they're going to rely on these swift transitions.
Great, good back pass there, Temba. I think Motsepe had time to take another shot, or either than that, go with the laces. Put your head down, go with the laces, because you're right in the middle of the goals, right behind there. He's just acknowledging to say, Danke, Mtwana, for that pass. Yeah, he should have had another touch, and then he could have played that ball in.
What an introduction that would have been from the man from Tlachameng. First real contribution and almost resulted in an assist. I think Mushikere has ran his race here.
Yeah, no, Temba, you know, if you force, you might find yourself tearing a muscle, and then you'll be out for longer than while you feel something is cooking there. Just lift your hand up and say, Coach, I can't anymore, because you must listen to your body. Don't let somebody else tell you about you can still push or carry on.
You should tell me that before I go forced to play golf, and my shoulder's telling me no. My man, we're not doing that.
Look, it's just muscles that you've never used or activated, so you're just activating them now. But I'm sure after a week or so it was better.
It was.
And it can get better.
It's a good looking pass. Can he get better here for the home side? Near post. Pinpoint cross. Well met. Keeper flipping at thighs. This man has made an impact off the bench. Dikobolo. Goes wide from the left again. Sweeping move.
What a cross from Mutseneng there, and then the substitute Temba created the opportunity early on for Motsepe, and now if he had to find the back of the net with that header, Temba, once again the technique of heading, that's the problem. You know, some players don't like to use their head. You know, one certain individual at Kaiser Chiefs once said to the coach, I can't use my head, I'm using it to think for the other players.
That's a nice little comeback.
I'm not going to mention
Don't
names.
mention any names. Oh, that's a nice little comeback. It's the collective think tanks of both respective sides. Spot. Yeah, they're going to get a slight advantage.
I think now the supporters are trying to put pressure on the players and saying, we want a goal, we need a goal. Give us one goal and then you will see. We're taking the roof off that grandstand.
Of course, East Side's next in action on the 3rd of August. It's a curling cross to the back post that should be dealt with. And it does go out for a goal kick. University of Johannesburg will be at the University of the Western Cape Sports Stadium on the 3rd of August. It's a Thursday, as varsity football traditionally is. That's an away game for them. NWU have another home game for them. They play VUT on the same day. It's a 7:15. And it's a game against VUT for UJ. NWU taking on TUT in match round 3. Ngube, Dikobolo, Motsepe, Dikobolo, he's fresh, he got pace, 1v1 with his man, with Mudisani. Dikobolo, defending there, watch the ball all the way onto his foot.
Stay on your feet. Look at the ball. Don't look at the feet of the player, Temba. Good, great defending there from Modisani.
Two players who want to join us. I mentioned his name at the start of the halftime. Neo Lebopa, jersey number 15, replacing Malik Mashinini, who I think started running out of gas around the 55th minute. And then to join Lebopa will be Pilane Masondo. Masondo born out of Msotra, the Soweto. He's an attacker by trade. Lebopa can play central defensive midfield, but usually he slots in at centre back. So I wonder if that's not a slight tactical tweak for coach Mohodi. Ball with the Modisani. Quickly closed down by Ditlobolo. Looks like a nice little rivalry developing between Ditlobolo and Modisani already. Oh, that's lackadaisical defending, breaking communication between defender and keeper. You get it, now you get it, deal with it. The youngster almost pounced and got in between the two of them.
Temba, you see there, Moshapu had full control of the ball, but he was focusing on Vilakazi more and hoping that Matane would have come out. There again, Vilakazi, I think he was just focusing more on the body weight of Mashapu. Once again, Temba, there you just need to Shaya Mponso.
Yeah, Tokoloho Vilakazi. He just slightly put off by the defender, nudging him. As a result, and the ball went to the side, netting into the last 11.
You know, if you were defending balls like that against Siabonga Nomvete,
oh, you're in trouble.
You'll find the ball in the back of the net.
You're in trouble.
That's what happened with me, Chiefs against Celtics. I thought I was still shielding him, waiting for Kopani to get the ball, and then he just put his left foot in between me and Kopani, and he poked that ball over Simon Kopani's. But I mean, Vilakazi getting into that position. Also, next game, he will know what to do when he get into that. I must say, he's running that front line of UJ. He's giving the likes of CBC and Mashapu a run for their money here. I mean, after the game, they will tell themselves, hey, that Vilakazi was
a problem.
Busy, Temba, but he needs to find the back of the net and get a goal.
It's true. You mentioned that man, Siabonga Nomvete, one of the deadliest strikers the Republic of South Africa has ever produced. At the tender age of 45, coaching out in Jubani, part of the Amazulu production line. And had 78 caps for Bafana Bafana, scoring 16 goals. Lengthy career. Played for Empoli, Udinese, Djurgården, Aalborg, just to name a few.
African Wanderers.
Yeah, that's where he started. I think it was him, Umlani Mkhize and Zuma de Puma. Deadly front three. Yeah, So recently, social media post was back in Denmark. Man, they're still idolizing years later down there.
Just for that goal and what he did there, which is great.
Here's Modisani of the current crop. From the old school to the new school. Mutobela has a look around, finds nothing but aim. This is shaping up to be a 0-0 draw based on the balance of play over the course of 81 minutes, now almost 82. Unless somebody can find a magic moment, a Chesa moment. Skill for Mahala. Lucas Seremo. Seremo against Mushikere. It's going to be tough to pick a FMB man of the match here.
Yeah, especially with the scoreline as it is, Demba. But I must say, there is two players each side which you can put in that corner to see who can come out on tops.
I think Reatlekile Kositebe put him in one corner for NWU. Get to the other candidates. Here's a set piece from some distance out. Man, that is so disappointing. As I said, if this was a test for these respective players from dead ball positions, they get a -D for me.
No, that's a minus maybe 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a wasted ball there. I'm surprised. Why didn't the captain step up to go take it and just hit a nice in swinger in between the defense or the line and the goalkeeper on the 6-yard line there? Anything can happen, and they find themselves
looking for something to happen. Tumelo Mulobi, right on the edge of the box, had one thing: beat the keeper, says Coach Mukhodi. He tried. This is how close he got.
Look, I think I agree with Coach Karabo. He had a point there. He hit it with a lace. Already the ball is coming from that side. He opened it up, hit it with an instep. But I must say, it comes left or right. Mulubi is not shy to use it, Temba, and take a shot. Unfortunately for that penalty that they missed, you could see he's trying everything to make up for that penalty miss.
Lubopa, victim of a Kositebe tackle. Who's the other of your man of the match candidates? I put down Reatlekile Kositebe. New faces in the NWU squad.
I'll go for Vilakazi, to be quite honest with you. You know, holding the ball up nicely, playing against the two big, strong centre backs.
Here is Vilakazi. The ref awarded a penalty that was not. The contact happened outside the box. Had to hurry there. Banga, he did. The penalty was missed in the end by Mulobi. The cross. Keeper comes out, thinks of it. So yeah, you don't buy my story of the keepers in the head for one of the match candidate. There's another player that's hoping to become a hero later on. That's Tanda Matiba, the first blonde hair of the season that we've seen. Tanda Matiba from Rustenburg. Rusty. Nice little saying down in Rusty. But if you rest, you rust. Unless you're from Rustenburg.
Or you pick up some dust.
Rusty dusty. Murisane boots it and hoofs it away from danger.
This time in the game, Temba, anywhere will do. You don't have to put the GPS on or find somebody else. As long as you gain grounds, you get time to breathe and position yourself again.
It's as if, as things stand now, Fabian, should the game most likely as a 0-0 draw. VUT with the first and only win as far in the opening day. Of course, TUT are playing UFS about 4 minutes time. And CUT and UWC. The game is 0-0 as well at that CUT stadium. And so not raining goals on the opening day of Chester football in 2023.
Still a bit cool, Temba. We can't let it up. We can't make it hot.
Look, it's like a braai. You can't just start with the fire. You need to build it up first, you know. I think here we are still getting the fire lighters.
And we're still thinking, are we going to use a lighter
or
matches?
Yeah, you know, I got you. Before we really start sizzling. Of course, these sides next in action on Thursday the 3rd of August. UJ playing UWC. Another away encounter for them. Now for NW, they play VUT. It's a home tie at the very same venue. That game we were live in your World of Champions, and so will be the UFH versus UFS a game at Davidson Stadium into the last minute.
See my man there, Matobela Temba, you're not gonna just get anything from him for Mahala. He makes sure he gets to the ball or he disturbs you. And I mean that's a player where you can see that determination. He wants to get to the ball, and if he can't get there,
He's gonna get you.
He stopped the play.
You know, it's like him saying, you can't park the car there, man. 95 minutes of play. A bit of change. I do anticipate the final whistle is not far off Molobi. In fact, there was Lebopa. Anyway, will do. Be a heartbreak hotel if any of these sides concede so late on in injury time. It'll be like a dagger to the heart. There is no dagger to the heart. In fact, it's more like shield to spear. They cancel each other out in the end, as the 2022 finalists, University of Johannesburg, couldn't get the job done against NWU. In fact, I think I'm being a bit too harsh on Karaba Mokhodi's team. Yes, they were part of last year's final, but last year. In the now and the present, it's not an easy ground to come in win. Northwest University, I think they'll feel slightly disappointed that the opening game of the season at home, they were not able to pick up maximum points, but they did not lose. So that's a placeholder, a foundation to build from. As well, in the end, the points are shared on match day 1 in Chesa 2023 football. Northwest University 0, University of Johannesburg 0 at full time.
Tournament. So the instruction, like the ones that led us to the result that we got today. But basically, we could have won the game.
And for you, that missed penalty, just take us through the thoughts on that.
I'm not sure what I can say like right now.
Expect better performance next time?
Yeah. I'll perform better next time.
Thank you very much, Dumelo. Well, that is the man of the match, you know, with goes home with 1,500. Well, that's a great performance that he put in Dumelo. Unfortunately,